Portia. She bought it just enough time for the trade. Brandon cutter. God.
Oh my God!
Walk away with a good portion of MCW's gold here tonight. Dante and Joe, as we said, they went through hell to get those titles. There's no way that they're just gonna lay down for the trade. They're gonna fight tooth and nail to keep those belts around their waist for a very long time.
Dante Caballero.
Oh, cheap shot.
And here comes Dante firing off on Brandon, but Brandon trying to hold his own. Oh boy, we got haymakers just flying in our opening contest. There's the drop down, Dante.
You want to talk about like people having history? Wow, almost a short arm line of paradise right there.
He almost forgot his own history, did Brandon Scott.
Brandon and Dante, they've had a very long history here in MCW, about 5 or 6 years now.
Keep your eye on Joe Keys. Oh man!
Joe Keys throwing all of that muscle into the chest of Brandon.
And that senton, that's a lot of muscle. Forearm across the orbital bone.
Oh, but only a 1 count.
Yeah, with authority, with anger, Brandon Scott kicked out of that. Oh man!
If you remember back in season's meetings, it almost seemed like Brandon took more offense to the trade losing the tag titles because of little assistance from Miles Hawkins. So yeah, he wants to get his first tag team championship, but also wants to bring it back into the fold of the trade.
How impactful. How smart is the wrestling IQ of Joe Keys?
He's one of the toughest men here in MCW. Oh! Driving these knees right into the lower back of Eric Martin.
Very unorthodox. Oh, there's straight from Puerto Rico, Dante Caballero with that flying forearm. What are they thinking?
This is that tag team continuity that they had to find back in 2022.
Look at this. Ooh, both men take the ride from the trade. And this is the opportunity for the champs.
Clearing the ring, showing their dominance here at MCW Anniversary.
Take a victory lap, Joe Keys and Dante Caballero. But let us not forget, this is your first title defense. And you were coming off of, let's be honest, quite the losing streak.
Quite the losing streak, but another thing that you have to be on the lookout for is Portia on the outside. Brent, I don't know if you've noticed, but she was walking around with a weapon of sorts. Walking around with that steel chair.
Hell hath no fury. Keep your eye on the mean, demented pixie on the outside with the steel chair. She just, what the hell's going on?
Just openly throws it in front of the referee.
This is a first match. This is a tag team title match. This should result in a fine, kick her out. This is not how you want things to start the night, Ricky, because then it can just will just disintegrate throughout the night.
Keener heard you, Brent. He tossed her.
Keener, if he ain't the best in the business, he's tied for number 1. Keener, 30 years experience. Been refereeing since 1992. That's right, 1992. Everywhere from every indie you can imagine to ECW to WWE. Mike Keener is the man.
So you're saying he's seen the best of the best and worst of the worst. He's seen all the tricks of the trade. No pun intended. Oh, but
he may not have seen that one.
Portia, she bought it just enough time for the trade. Brandon cutter. Wow. Oh,
is this part of the plan? 2.
Oh! Joe Keys barely rolling that shoulder out.
This match went from decisively in hand for Dante and Joe to now, by the skin of their teeth, they're trying to fight off the trade. Here comes the busky one, the muscle of the group, Eric Martin. Just a tree trunk of a human being. But Joe Keys is a tremendous slouch himself. Oh!
Yeah, but Eric Martin, he has those long limbs covered. Only a 2 count. He can hit you from every direction, and you just saw it right there. Ooh, even going after Dante.
Did you see how he went low with it? Like he was letting it build up that lariat before putting his whole body and shoulders and hips into it. Joe Keys is certainly there's a neck breaker, an offensive surgeon of sorts, but the fist drop goes Brandon Scott, the cover. But I gotta wonder, Joe Keys, if you gotta pick one thing that is not working in his favor, it's his wind, I think. When you're that big, when you're that jacked, sometimes the longer the match goes, the worse for wear you are.
You're pulling a little bit more weight, and well, you gotta remember, Joe, he may have been maybe not as jacked as now he's more jacked than he used to be, but he's still in the process of really working with that muscle. So yeah, he's pulling a little bit more weight than maybe he's used to, working with a different body.
Yeah, he's totally transformed his body from where we first saw him.
Brandon Scott looks about the same since he was born.
This is true. As you see the neck breaker, though, Brandon Scott very capable. He wouldn't be in contention if he didn't know that he had the goods, and that brain buster is just the window of opportunity left ajar, just what Joe Keys needed in this scenario, Ricky.
Fans definitely getting behind Joe and Dante in the form of chanting "You suck" to the trade. And that's the thing, Brandon Scott, he used to be that guy that he was the guy that really the MCW fans got behind, that they could really work with in terms of he had that never say die attitude.
Yeah, but guess what? He sold out. He went the easy way.
In his words, he traded up,
and
now it's got a little bit more corrupt.
And we're seeing a little bit of locking on the horns, trying to get on the same page. I don't know what the hell. The cover, Dante chomping at the bit to come in. As you see, Joe not willing to go into that dying night, getting back to his feet.
As I said, they fought like hell to get those hell. They're going to fight like hell to keep them. Oh, big clothesline from Joe to be exactly what he needs, but he needs to get Dante in there.
Oh, you
the
see
fresh
him.
man. Oh, you can see, Dante getting fired up, that Latin temper.
Dante wearing a hole in the apron. And this could be it. This could be the moment. The tag! One half of the champs enters the fray, and he is fresh.
Lighten up the chest of the busky one.
And this badass Boricua sending Eric Martin to the far corner, putting that rear waist lock into the German.
Dumping him on the back of his head.
Got him with that knee, the cover. Can he capitalize? Look at the leg.
Not when Mr. Excellence is still around.
I think he would have had him there, though. Certainly, you saw the hands and arms of Eric Martin. He looked like he was out.
They were coming up. But Brandon, rather, sent right down to the mat on the back of his head.
Scintillating spine. Buster on the canvas. Dante going for that chop block. Not a bad play.
Hey, you said he's kind of like a tree trunk. Break down that tree trunk.
And that Russian leg sweep followed by the clothesline. The champs looking to retain.
Still plenty of fight. And Eric Martin looking to take back the titles he once held.
Look, you can say what we want about Eric Martin, that he's, a follower, that he's a big, brainless stooge. The fact of the matter is, the man is almost impossible to chop down for any length of time, and Joe Keys and Dante Caballero are learning this the hard way.
But if there's anybody who can do it, it's Joe and Dante. They've faced some of the best here in MCW. They've beaten some of the best.
I don't like this. This is scary.
Oh, good God.
Oh, my God! Eric Martin may be residing in Concussion County now.
but just as much was taken out of Joe. He hasn't been able to capitalize. Brandon, I don't know if you saw, he took Dante out on the far side of the ring.
Why does Brandon have the titles in hand?
Yeah, getting a little overzealous there. You haven't won them yet.
Man, that side belly to back superplex. I mean, you gotta be a little crazy to attempt that maneuver.
Joe Keys? No. But Brandon, he has Joe Keys in his sights.
And Dante, plenty of time there.
Trying to take back his championship title. Oh.
The roll up. Eric Martin. Oh, Eric Martin gets smashed in the face by Brandon Scott. Was that inadvertent? Hold on, the roll up.